August, this bloody Windows Christmas 98. Yes. Yeah, anyway. Man, Oddworld was fucking the best. Was being the operative word. I basically already touched on it in my Soulstorm upload, where I tried to play the game and then just ended up watching the Matthew Matosis video, lol. Because I don't really have anything new to add to the conversation. But I'm just reminiscing on how fucking awesome Oddworld was, man. I can't believe this entire book is just on archive.org. Actually, I don't want to go on about it too much, lest it, like, spoils it. I just don't quite understand how archive.org gets away with all of this. But yeah, many years ago, my dad spent the probably couple $100 to get this, like, proper leather-bound thing when this came out. In 2004 it must have been, first 10 years. Dang. And I haven't looked at it since then. And now it's just like, you can look at it on the internet. But yeah, Abe's Odyssey was, for me, it was the PS1 system seller for tiny little young ass dumb bitch ass me. It was like what, like 5 or 6, and me and my da, when we were at Blockbuster, you know, as was the style at the time, we were looking at stuff to hire and whatnot, yeah. And it was there was a big not hardcover, there was a big, like, wood poster, you know, like a wooden, printed on a wood block poster of Abe's Odyssey for PlayStation 1, because it, like, PS1 basically nearly just come out. And Blockbuster and stuff were having big, like, bro, check all these shits out. We got PlayStation, we got your PlayStations, we got your Abe's Odysseys, we got your fucking Marios, we got the fucking, I don't know, those other PS1 games of the time. Come one, come all, ye faithful. You want a PS1? We here at Blockbuster, we provide. We even bring out the consoles, my dude, because it's the 90s. You don't have a PS1 and you want to play Abe's Odyssey because you saw the wood poster? That's fine. That's fine. That's all right. You can just hire a PS1 and the game. What brilliant times. But yeah, so that is how me and my dad were introduced to based old Gabe's Odyssey. And so we took the PS1 home from Blockbuster. We took our Abe's Odyssey home from Blockbuster. You know, I'm 6 years old, maybe. We want to play the cool-looking, funny Blue Man Group game. I'm trying to get to, like, Abe's Odyssey, but all this art's amazing, but I want the images to match up with the story, whatever. So we take our PS1 home, like, and we take our Abe's Odyssey, and we plug it into the tiny wee CRT monitor what was in the wee kids' room, like. It would have been like fucking, it must have been around like 13, 14 inch, like. It wasn't that fucking big at all, man. But we put the PlayStation 1 into that thing. We plugged it in. It needed an RF adapter into, you know, where you plug the antenna in. It was that old, I tell you. and it was the 90s, so that wasn't actually that unreasonable a thing. And we play Abe's Odyssey. Oh, fuck yes, there's Hand of Odd, I reckon this. And yeah, that was my introduction to not only the PS1, but the Oddworld franchise, which became a lifelong love and obsession of mine. Obviously, that cooled down quite some as, you know, the original company died, and then the phoenix, what rose from its ashes, was less of a phoenix and more of a wolf in sheep's clothing type thing. Of here's the face of something you just cherish and grew up with and considered a part of your like sort of artistic inspiration. You know what I mean? And we just take that and we give it a new and tasty modern liquor paint face. Which actually equals, as per the I don't need to go into it, Matthew Matosis upload, involves sanding off basically all the edges and kind of just making everything a bit lamer. But yes, I'm not going to go into that topic because that topic's already been done to death, and Matthew Matosis has the video on it. I did, like, you know, not anything more needs to be said there. So let's get back to the just. We're playing Abe's Odyssey on PS1 on the 13 or maybe even like 12-inch. It wasn't a fucking big TV, my dudes, but it was a CRT, so like it's still like games looked fine on it. So everything looked fine because it was a CRT. You couldn't see the big cells. And yeah, load up this crazy, extremely well done, like from a technical perspective, technical standpoint of its time, this opening cutscene and like the menus that were similarly FMV menus done in the high quality, like you could tell these people came from a VFX background level of quality cutscenes, and there's this amazing, all of this just stunning, inspired world building and concepts and artwork and the music and the sounds, like they hit you with it as soon as you fucking boot the game up, with a big musical sting and like a really fancy idiosyncratic like game logo and shit like that, and then you go boom 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 boom, you know, just into that iconic menu, and he's going hello. And you're just like, whoa, what the fuck is this, man? It's like, it's fucking 1996, 98, 7 or some shit. It's like, damn, this shit's pretty cool and, like, weird, my dudes. Shit ain't usually like this. This ain't your Mega Mans. And so, yeah, you get into that, and you get a very, like, sort of, as Radiation Editors would say, dark and gritty, presentation of like a scathing capitalist critique, like in retrospect quite ham-fistedly, but no, that's a bit harsh. For the time it wasn't ham-fisted. By modern sensibilities it's a bit like, as soon as it opens up you're like, yeah, alright then, we get it, environmentalism, capitalism bad, we know. But especially this presented in such a way that doesn't it takes itself seriously enough, while also being light-hearted and jovial and silly and sort of cute, like haha, look at the funny frog man type thing, such that kids could get into it, and then kind of by accident be exposed to the scathing anti-capitalist critique. It was really well done. It was really, really well done, and I loved and adored it. And so we get through the opening cutscene, yeah. Into the game, and then like it's just a lot of gratuitous violence, but I didn't even think of it like that, and neither did my dad. Or maybe actually, I don't know, because you know I was 4, 5, or 6 at the time. My dad may have been when we started seeing, you know, as soon as you get in the game, your protagonist like being brutally dismembered or like shot dead, like semi-realistically for the time, with the corpse just slumping down, not like the sprite disappearing, going bloop, like a fucking Mario's or whatever. Like, this shit was just like, you got shot. There's your dead corpse, and like, dun 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 sound. But yeah, maybe seeing those, and like when you're in the next couple screens, you're like chucked into meat grinders and stuff. Maybe my dad at that point was going a bit like, holy fucking shit, I wasn't quite expecting it to be like, like, we're all laughing and having a good time, but holy shit, I was not meaning to shoot my kid, like, this kind of stuff. But yeah, anyway, we both just kept playing through this thing and enjoying it for what it is, and it's not entirely, like, yes, it's dark and gritty, but it is also lighthearted and silly. It's the game where you can, hello, follow me. Okay. And you can fart, and you can control your farts. So, like, it tries to even out its tone. Enough that even though it may be... Nah, actually it isn't. It's not at all. My dad wasn't having those thoughts. That's a modern thing. It's not... I wouldn't say inappropriate material to show a child, at least of perhaps the ages of above 5, like say between 6 and above, 5 and above. If it's a kid that isn't easily like disturbed or spooked, if it's a kid you think is ready for it, presenting this type of media to them at a very young age, I think nothing but wonders for them, philosophically, ontologically speaking, because that's how you get bizarre, insane bitches like me. It's because my dad showed me this stuff and was just like, yeah, it's fine. He wasn't dumbing it down for me or nothing. It's just like, here's some cool shit. Maybe you'll understand it when you're older. Well, he didn't explicitly say that, but that was, I guess, the love and knowledge he imparted, such. So yeah, we're playing through Rupture Farms, yeah? We're seeing all the brutal violence, and Abe, like, we're jumping into, like, meat grinders going, bleh! We're all laughing and shit about it, because, the sounds and stuff, it's like, bleh! Boom, 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 boom. Like, they knew how to, they knew what to focus on. It wasn't too dark and greedy. They hit the right balance there. They knew the demographics they were potentially going to be hitting. Of, yes, we're presenting to the world and showing that gaming as a medium can be a little bit more highbrow, the farts game highbrow, as in it can be slightly more sophisticated and, self-aware, culturally aware, philosophically aware than what most of the public considers it as at that time. Like, I'm not exactly a learned authority on this particular topic, but around, let's say, 97, 98, 96, that sort of era when this was being produced and came out, there wasn't Inside or Limbos or Ecos or Shadow of the Colossuses yet, were there? Granted, there were Another Worlds, there were Prince of Persia's and sort of stuff like that, but what I'm saying is, games as art was not only not really considered a valid part of the conversation at that time, it was just shut down. It wasn't even like a question. It was like, haha, you're playing your funny little Marios on your Sonic with your Pokemon quads, and then comes along this, which just, not extremely obnoxiously, not extremely pretentiously, just unabashedly, unashamedly presents itself as like, look, we're extremely learned artists. We're creative people who have very obviously years of experience in the visual effects and cinema industries and animation and stuff like that. We like games. We're going to make a game with all of our amazing technical skills and knowledge and know-how from being long-time animation and movie studio people, you know what I'm saying? And then they go, right, here's this fucking game, right? Because not only are we actually very artistically capable people, we also kind of want to say something with this product. It's not product even. You want to say something with this piece of art that we will make commercially available to people. Instead of just making a game for the sake of making a game of, you know, I like my suitcase and collecting coins and stuff in your Marios and Pokemon quads. We want to make something that is that, but also just underneath all of that has a couple of things to say about stuff. You know, it might make you do a big think about a thing or two. You know what I'm saying? And maybe also, just while we've got you here, here's a bunch of like funny little creatures and like, you know what I'm saying? Here's our amazing artistry on display for you. While you're here enjoying our art, may I get you a small anti-capitalist message? Perhaps some kind of plight of the indigenous people allegory. Would that tickle your fancy? No? Oh, well, just keep paying attention to the silly... Look at that, he's got a silly face. Isn't he cute? Haha, and he does a fart, haha. So, you know, they did really fucking well. And God, Lorne Lanning, and I feel horrible that I'm not remembering your name right now. The other half of Oddworld Inhabitants creation. I feel horrible, I can't remember your name, I'm so sorry, girl. But I did start recording this whole thing. It's entirely improvised, and I'm very blazed. Thank you so much to the Oddworld Inhabitants OGs for everything you did, and the love and passion that you put on display, and graciously allowed us to purchase. No, honestly though. And that's just barely even starting to scratch the surface of my love and experience for Abe's Odyssey. Let alone, you know, we've very fastly skimmed through this entire art book now. From Exodus through to Stranger's Wrath. You know, the based era. The real era of Oddworld Inhabitants. But yeah, this was nice. Maybe I'll do more reminiscing on the Oddworld series content in the future. Because Oddworld's amazing. It's a brilliant piece of art. And there's a bunch of creatures in it. And I like creatures. They're like... I think people are boring. And art about people and art about people's melodrama, it fucking bores me to fucking tears. Just give me a bunch of creatures. I want to see the creatures.